Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya, or Gyakuten Yoshiwara. We are on Chapter 5, The Dream, and we are pursuing Kagura. So let's get started. Like I said, Chapter 5, The Dream. When I awoke the next morning, as expected, Kagura-san wasn't there. I wondered if he was working hard at the morning practice again today. So I decided to make my way to Inari Shrine. Whoosh, whoosh. I heard the sounds of a bamboo sword cutting the air. There he was, just as I had expected. Alone in the deserted shrine. There was Kagura-san doing his morning practice. His sharp eyes and glimmering sweat. Like last time, it was still very difficult to approach him, looking as he did. He looked beautiful. His movements were flawless. He wielded his sword with fluid motions. Only this place. It was like a different world that was cut from some other place. I tried to find a good time to start talking to him. Good morning. When Kagura-san put his hands down from his swing to catch his breath, I started to talk to him. You came, huh? Unsurprised, Kagura-san turned to me with a nonchalant look on his face. His brow was slightly coated in sweat. Are you training so passionately early in the morning? Please use this if you'd like. I smiled and handed him a towel. Though looking bewildered for a brief moment, Kagura-san accepted the towel from me. You always train together with Kagura-san. Don't you? No, we often do, but not always. Oh really? What about today? Iroha-san asked Kagura to go do some errands early this morning. So Kagura-san won't come here today. If it's just the two of us, then there's actually something that I wanted to try. Kagura-san? Would it be okay if I tried holding a bamboo sword too? He directed a puzzled look at me. Perhaps it was impossible for me? Even though it's unladylike, I wanted to try holding a bamboo sword and practicing with it. Are you interested in this? Yes, if it's impossible, then I'm fine. You can try swinging it. It will calm your mind. Are you sure about this? I don't recall refusing you, did I? After saying that, he had me grip the bamboo sword, and I really like that picture. This is how you grip a sword. Tighten your armpits a little more. Yes. What's this? As he held the bamboo sword from behind me, Kagura-san put both his hands on the bamboo sword that I gripped and began guiding my swing. Yes. Yes, that's it. You should open your stance about half a step more. He quickly put his leg in between mine from behind to spread my legs. I knew that he was doing this to teach me the proper width of my stance, but this made me swell up with shame and anxiety. My heart beat loudly, and my hands were sweaty as they gripped the bamboo sword. Then you bring the bamboo sword up like this. Kagura-san's hot breath fell upon me. He smelled vaguely of sweetness, and his breath was a little faster than normal. It was my first time getting this close to a man. Then bring it down with a single quick stroke. The sword being swung down with great force caused my body to go slightly off balance. That's why I told you to plant your feet like this. He quickly forced my legs apart again, and this time I let out a scream without a second thought. And then silence fell upon us. What are you getting so loud for? I'm just teaching you. I'm sorry. Perhaps he was taken aback because I made so much noise from such a little thing. What should I say to excuse myself? I got a little surprised. I just got a little surprised. I see. Kagura-san's body slipped away from me. My back suddenly felt cooler. The heat that covered my back before. That body heat that I felt before. What was that? What could be the name of that urge that led me back to Yoshiwara again? What could it be? Suddenly, I remembered the events of the day when I first came to Yoshiwara. Here, at Inari Shrine. This is where I discovered the couple who were going to run off together. Could the passion that I felt that time be what I felt inside myself right now? Hey, Kagura-san, what do you think about running away? Running away? Kagura-san stared at me with a severe look on his face. I knew that the fact that I helped her run away is something that I shouldn't be revealing to people, but I wanted to talk to Kagura-san about what happened the other day. And I wanted to express this burning feeling within my heart, even if just a little. It happened on the day that I first came to Yoshiwara. It was when I happened to pass by this place, Inari Shrine. I met a couple that were about to run away. Kagura-san's face quickly turned pale. Running away is a serious crime. If I had aided the serious crime, I too would be accused of the crime. That much I knew.
You're telling me this, even knowing where you are right now?
With a severe look on his face, Kagura-san lowered his voice and said that. I know. But right now, it's just you and me here, right? Right, Kagura-san? After I said that, Kagura-san's face grew even more severe, and he stared at me.
Do you think it's okay to trust me so easily?
The way I heard, it was like he was telling me not to trust him. I'll say I trust you. I trust you. I stared straight into his eyes and answered him like that. Kagura-san didn't say anything, and while keeping silent, he stared back at me, as if trying to find out my true intentions.
But you don't know if someone could have been listening to us somewhere. So don't say thoughtless things.
I know, but Kagura-san, you won't do anything to betray me, will you? When I said that, Kagura-san briefly sighed in resignation and then relaxed his expression.
I have no need to betray you, but you are too naive. Here in Yoshiwara, that is a forbidden topic. Don't ever talk about it here again. And you didn't just see them, you helped them. You didn't say that, did you?
I couldn't even respond to that. I didn't expect him to admonish me so much, but Kagura-san took my silence as a yes and then frowned.
Why would you do such a thing?
I followed what I felt and what I thought.
So, you're what they call a sheltered princess. Huh? You are way too naive. If you want to carry out your own sense of justice and values, you also need to get more experience.
His terribly cold manner of speech made me sad. As I hung my head in sadness, Kagura-san's hands gently stroked my hair. Surprised by this, I lifted my head.
I'm telling you this because I'm worried about you. Swear to me that you won't talk about it ever again.
I felt like I had seen a flicker of kindness deep inside his piercing eyes. His hand that combed my hair was very gentle and moved smoothly. I swear. It seemed like he was trying to console my sad feelings and warm me up. Despite having felt that he was cold and scary, I was surprised that he could console people like this.
That innocent heart of yours. There may be people who want to defile it.
Huh?
Well, you should watch out. If it wasn't me that you talked to, you could have been in big trouble. You could have been taken and accused of aiding and abetting. They could have extorted money from you. They could have even asked you for enough money to pay for their freedom. And if you couldn't pay it, you might have to work as a servant in Yoshiwara. You have no idea just how severe, merciless, and restless people can be. You could only say things that you did because you're completely ignorant of all that.
I felt a chill run down my spine. I'm sorry. That really was thoughtless of me.
If you understand it, then it's fine.
Kagura's hand that had been stroking my hair for some time slipped away from me. I felt reluctant to part from him. I wished that he would make me warm and comfort me more. He was really worried about me. With his terrifyingly severe expression, Kagura-san taught me something. He taught me how short-sighted I was. He taught me that so that I could protect myself.
And I'm telling you just as a reminder, running away is a very serious crime. If they are caught, then their lives cannot be guaranteed.
It's that serious?
The punishment is so harsh, you can't talk about it in front of women. Running away is the same as risking your life.
Running away is risking your life.
Do you think that it's love? Do you think that it could be true love?
As Kagura asked me these questions, his face appeared to become somewhat clouded. Maybe I was seeing things. but the strength that Kagura-san had always had was gone. I don't know that yet, but love means something different for each person. Isn't it ideal that everyone can protect their own love in their own way? Kagura-san chuckled.
You said that like you were well versed in the subject. You haven't even experienced temporary love, have you? Then why don't you try to dream more? Women visit the red light district for their dreams. Why don't you do the same?
Kagura-san, why was he so frustrated?
I'm sorry.
Kagura-san quickly looked away from me and murmured,
Everyone starts to fall in love, understanding all too well that this is just temporary love. What would happen if I really became infatuated with a woman? It appears that I sometimes lose myself when I'm talking to you.
Kagura-san's suffering eyes penetrated my heart. I felt painful. What is this painful feeling? When I'm with Kagura-san, I question myself many times. What do I feel about him? And what do I want from him? I couldn't discern if this was temporary or real. There was nothing I could say to being called a naive lady who knew nothing of the world, so I stared straight back at Kagura-san.
We've talked for too long. Let's go back.
Yes. Kagura-san slowly veered his eyes away from me. Kagura-san, haven't you ever fallen in love?
Huh?
Kagura-san slowly stopped preparing himself to go back. Did I say something that I shouldn't have?
The men of the red light district fall in love with the women who bought them on that day.
That's not what I was trying to ask him, but his appearance seemed to relay that he didn't want me to ask him any more than that. I couldn't say anything to Kagura-san in his current state. So like the women who visit the red light district for their dreams, do you have any dreams, Kagura-san? You've been studying and training with your sword so passionately. You must certainly have something in mind, don't you? But he turned his face down as if to refuse my question.
I don't have any dreams. There can't be any men on this island who have dreams.
What do you...
Let's go back. It's about time for breakfast. It's best if you eat and leave.
Why? Why was he concealing what lies in his heart? Perhaps it couldn't be helped from Kagura-san, since he works in Yoshiwara. My heart ached so much. I thought that Kagura-san, of all people, would be someone who really had a dream. Chapter 6, At the Interval.
Misao, how could you do that again?
I'm sorry. Oh, that's right, Mother. I'll organize these packages.
Oh well. I would like you to do that, but
That's not what I'm talking about. And I'll do the bookkeeping, too. So you should have a cup of tea and rest for a bit.
Misao.
Oh, I'm just too busy. I pushed my mother, who looked like she still had more words, into the room and went about my work. When I came back from Yoshiwara this morning as expected, my mother scolded me. Though I expected that, all I can do is just evade her like this. On this island, almost all women visit the red light district when they become adults. I heard that on the mainland there was no such custom, but I was taught that this is inevitable, given that no men are born on this island. I continued working while thinking that when... Oh, there's a letter among the packages. I tried to take out the letter that had found its way among the packages. When I saw the name of the letter's sender, I instantly stopped what I was doing and shouted, "Ah! Genemon Hiraga is my favorite uncle. Ever since I was little, he would treat me very well. He traveled around the country and would always tell me stories of the world that was unknown to me. Genemon-san's trading business was pretty big. He traded rare products from the east and west, and wondrous items over the seas. He knew everything. He was also surprised to know that he had some connection with top government officials. On that subject, everyone thought that I was his daughter, and because of that, I've been able to see Kagura-san, so I must be thankful." In the letter from Genemon-san, "Mother, it seems that Genemon will come soon." "Wow!" I told my mother to take a break, but she left the shop after being surprised by my voice. My mother appeared to be thrilled that Uncle Genemon was coming for the first time in ages. Of course, I was very happy too. Uncle Genemon also got me excited, because he always showed us expensive, rare, and much coveted items. They were all items that we were eager to have. Then a thought suddenly crossed my mind. I wonder if he'll bring a beautiful kimono. Something that would allow me to hold my own, even in Yoshiwara. I'd like to wear it and meet Kagura-san again. I thought such things. And again, I looked up at the cherry blossoms on the main street. I wonder how many times I've come here already. Helping my family business, studying bookkeeping, helping with cooking and sewing. Only for a moment I would escape from this healthy everyday life under the sun. To come to Yoshiwara, where the light shines like a light trap. There are women who are looking for love. There are women who are crazy for love. There are women who indulge themselves in desire. I came here many times, but I still haven't really bought a man. Even if I said something like that, who would believe me? I just have someone that I went to see. I went to see him. I just went to see him. I couldn't think about what would happen in the future. I just really want to see him. That's the only reason that I came here today again. When I came in front of Kikuya, I heard people arguing. The tone of their voice, whether I wanted to know or not, told me that it was unsettled. It must be Kagura and Takeo. Tokiwa-san. Before I knew it, Tokiwa was standing behind me.
They seem to be having an interesting conversation, aren't they? What are you going to do, Misao? It doesn't sound like a good atmosphere. So, are you going to eavesdrop on them?
Let's see. I think I'll just go inside. I don't want to be seeming like I'm eavesdropping, yeah. I'm not interested in eavesdropping like that. After saying that, I tried to go inside.
You'd better wait here. It doesn't sound peaceful, so why don't we wait here a while?
After Tokiwa-san said so, he pushed me into a shaded area.
This is sure to be an interesting show from here on out.
A vicious argument between Kagura-san and Takeo-san. Tokiwa and I watched them from the shaded area. What a strange situation we've created.
I don't like a single thing about you. You act like you have room to spare, but that's only for now.
Just what are you getting so upset about?
Huh. Stop acting like you don't know. You're a smart guy. It's not like you can't figure out what's on my mind.
Though I do work hard in my studies, the human mind is immeasurable.
As always, you're an unlikable guy.
I'm not interested in being likable to guys.
Me neither, but couldn't you stop jerking me around? The #1 gentleman at the shop is me, Takeo-sama. You put me, Takeo-sama, aside to get your hands on some rich lady. You've got some nerve.
I don't know which rich lady you're talking about. None of my clients are of questionable lineage or class. As I listened to their argument, I just couldn't help but feel restless, so much that I wanted to jump up and stop them. Tokiwa snickered quietly next to me.
You're trying to throw me off by saying stuff like that, aren't you? I'm not that patient. The person I'm talking about now is Misao.
What? Tokiwa covered my mouth as I began to shout out in surprise.
That was close. It looks like they didn't notice anything. Be quiet, or we'll be found out for sure.
Tokiwa-san's hand was on my lips. I wanted him to remove his hand as soon as possible, so I nodded many times. Every client has different tastes. You and I are totally different from each other. What's the meaning of getting jealous?
Jealous? Huh, don't make me laugh. That lady just doesn't understand what a real man should be.
What are you trying to say?
Who is the man she really wants to pay for? Who is the man she really wants to be loved by? I will make her understand that. Do you understand?
That also depends on the person.
So, it's okay then. I can have Misao. It's okay if I completely take her body as well as her mind and make her crazy about me for tonight?
My heart beat loudly. I felt like it was going to burst. Until a moment ago, I thought that I wanted to stop their argument. But now all I could think of was just hiding myself and shrinking away. Kagura-san. I won't stop you. I heard the sound of someone's footsteps walking away from there. Perhaps it was Kagura-san's. I could hear the sound of those footsteps walk down the hall in a quiet and orderly manner. I bit my lips tightly.
As expected, Kagura-san is a man that paints the picture of being cool and collected.
The sound of Tokio's impressed voice became distant. I guess I was just another client for Kagura-san. It's not like I didn't understand that, but why did I feel so disappointed now?
You poor girl. You fell in love with such a cold man.
Fell in love?
Oh, was I wrong? I'm not wrong, am I? There's nothing wrong with my judgment.
Perhaps I really have fallen in love with him. But what good would come out of saying that now?
Well, there's no need to make such a sad face. When he sees you tonight, he'll have plenty of love. That's what a gentleman of the night does.
Tokio-san lightly stroked my head with his hand, and I suddenly felt like I was about to cry. How pathetic it is. Falling in love with someone means becoming so weak and pathetic.
Hey, go to him and be loved by him. Takeo may try to get in your way, though.
With a mischievous look on his face, Tokio-san smiled at me and pushed my back. Thank you. And that's how today I once again passed through the entrance to Kikuya. I waited by myself for Kagura-san in the parlor room. I wanted to wait for him quietly, so I asked Iroha-san to clear people away from the room. In this completely quiet room, nothing made a sound. Even though I wasn't trying to listen in, I could hear the voices of joy from the other rooms. I said I wanted to wait quietly, but as I recalled the conversation between Takeo-san and Kagura-san before, I just couldn't keep myself calm. And it also made me sad. Just then, I heard footsteps walking down the hallway, and my body went stiff. But
You look so bored, Misao.
the person who came into the parlor room wasn't Kagura-san. It was Takeo-san. Why are you here?
Why am I here? I smelled something nice and just strolled on in.
You smelled something nice?
Yeah, your nice smell was drifting through the hallway. Mind if I sit next to you?
He said that to me without any shyness or hesitation. This is a courtesan, the #1 gentleman in Kikuya. He had lively eyes and an alluring smile. He possessed a strong charm that seemed like it would instantly capture someone's heart. Yes, I do mind. Yes, I do mind.
Oh, why is that?
Instead, I should ask you why you think it's okay to sit next to me.
Because it's me.
While saying something like this, he came into the room, and he quickly sat down next to me.
I should pour sake for you. You might feel lonely drinking them all by yourself, no?
Takeo-san gave me a cup and poured sake into it. He moved so quickly that I couldn't reject it.
Drink it up all at once. A woman's skin after drinking sake is beautiful as a blooming flower. What? Didn't Kagura say things like this?
Kagura didn't say anything like that.
But it doesn't make you feel bad when someone says that to you, does it?
It does make me feel bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I went to see pink flowers blooming on your skin. How beautiful would it be? Just thinking about it makes me crazy.
He put his hand over my hand that was holding my cup. A shudder came across my hand. But Takeo-san guided my hand to calm me down. He guided my cup to my mouth. Sake flowed into my mouth. The hot sake moistened my throat and made my heartbeat increase in speed. Then Takeo-san slowly moved his face in close to mine.
You have such appetizing lips.
I couldn't say anything. How should I react at a time like this? Is this how all women fell into the arms of a man? Takeo-san's clear eyes caught me, and just then...
Sorry to keep you waiting.
The sliding door was opened quickly. Kagura-san and Kagura-san were sitting there bowing. I rushed to spring back from Takeo-san, but it was clear to see what was about to happen between us.
Why is Takeo-san here? You guys came early.
Kagero and Kagura looked dazed. and Takeo looked triumphant. The inside of my head was mixed up with all kinds of thoughts. And that's it for today's reading. There seemed to be quite a competition going on between these two, and I really thought it would be between Takeo and Tokiwa, but I guess these two are more adversaries than I could have dreamed from the other storylines. It's getting interesting. Well, I hope you'll be interested in seeing how this story further pans out, and I hope to see you in some other future videos, maybe. I'd be grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with some friends if you would like to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.